Yo, what's up, everybody, for another episode of After Hours. So, you hit me up this week. You were like, "Yo, what should we talk about? Let's brainstorm some topics." And then I thought about it. I thought about it before I was going to sleep one night, and I was like, "Let's talk about change." I mean, there's a lot going on right now in the world, and it seems like every single day there's something that's changing. And so let's kind of bring it into what we're doing at TradeSpace. Let's bring it into conversations that we're having with people on a day-to-day basis, friends, family. And let's start with there. So let's talk about kind of the aspect of new traders in the market. I mean, for instance, I get DMs all the time. I get text messages like, "Yo, I want to get involved with trading." That's like the new hot thing to do, right?
Right.
So everybody's trading. Everybody's they want to make money. They want to kind of control their own investments. And I feel like partially it's because people are seeing people make money at home. And I mean, the market's hot, right? So, I mean, it's almost like ignorance is bliss at this point in time because things like Tesla today, for instance, are hitting all-time highs, right? And I mean, year to date, it's up. I want to say it was 1,400. It was up over 200% year to date. You got all these hot tech names, everything that's flying off, right? And everybody kind of wants to get involved, but they don't understand the risks that are kind of involved when things move like they are moving right now. So what's kind of...
No, I mean, I've got an influx of friends that I've been wanting to start trading now, looking for long-term investments as well as looking for day trades. Mainly it's because they are looking for another source of income instead of, the get rich quick or whatever. But they still don't know much, and they want to dive into it like hard. They want to have like a book, or they want to have like a course or something that'll teach them real quick, and they'll be set. But the problem that I see with that is these people, my friends and other people around me, they're not that well informed of how the market really works. But I'm glad that they're trying to pick up on trading because I feel like everybody should know some financials. They should know how the market
100%.
works and how to invest and acquire capital and grow that capital. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like some of these people, they're not really going to do it full time or going to really give it their full power, and they're just going to be tossing money out through the window. And it's been interesting because part of it, I guess, is because nothing else is providing much more value and cash flow to the world right now than trading and working from home. And since trading is so accessible, why not?
I mean, what about the influx? So, like, now you have everybody that basically worked in an office. Their bosses are walking on the floors. They're kind of looking over their shoulders,
right?
Monitoring day to day. They're in there. They're having meetings, these kinds of things. Now, these people have an abundance of time, right? And so naturally, what are people going to do with time? They're not just going to sit there. For the most part, people are going to fill up that time and want to better themselves. And so I guess, similar to me starting out and looking at different avenues to kind of grow your wealth. Because personally, I believe if you're not controlling your own wealth or you're not controlling your own money, then it's your own fault if somebody else takes a mistake or makes a mistake for you, right?
Right.
I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog world in the trading world, and I feel like it's a harsh reality, but like that's the reality of the market, So a lot of my friends, they're hitting me up. They're like, "Yo, like, how do I get involved? How do I get involved?" And I think the best question to ask them is, what do they want to do? You know what I mean? Like, are they looking for retirement? Are they looking to actively be involved in the market?
I feel like the first question you should be asking them is what I ask my friends is, are you willing to lose the money you're going to put in the market?
100%.
Is that money that you have, is it all you got?
Yeah.
Or is it some spare change you got on the side that you can toss out the window? Because that's going to completely change your game. If you're coming into the markets with all your capital, trying to grow that that account, it's you're going to fight an uphill battle because you're going to battle with your emotions, and they're going to be like 10x as someone that has spare change or a small sum in the account. It's a very tricky situation for some, and I feel like that's something that they're not seeing, at least most of them, and I hope that that's something that I try to confront them first and foremost.
Yeah. So trading, investments, I tell everybody, I'm like, look, this is not. Don't look at the reward, right? The reward is there if you practice right and you do exactly what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But what you need to be looking at is risk, and can you trust yourself? Likely we can't trust ourselves.
No.
We are humans. Humans
We're
are flawed. We have emotions, and therefore our emotions make us flawed as just creatures. You know what I
Pretty
mean?
much.
So at one point in time, you're going to be over leveraged. You're going to make a mistake. But at the end of the day, the only way to learn is through the mistakes, right? It's
unfortunate reality.
Yeah, it's like putting your hand on a stove. The first time, you're going to put your hand on the stove, and it's going to burn you, right? But then you learn. I mean, you'll learn immediately.
I got a funny story.
I mean, tell it.
My cousin, now that you said putting your hand on the stove. My cousin, when he was little, he saw the fire. We got a gas stove, and he saw the fire, and he saw that it was blue first, then red. So he automatically figured the blue fire, the blue flame was cold. So he just went like, "Boops." He learned.
Yeah,
he learned
never touched
quick.
it again, right?
Heck no.
Exactly. So that's the right thing. I mean, I think that's the best thing for somebody new to the game, learning.
Yeah.
And so there is, I mean, if you even just look outside of trading, like the stock market, you look at the real estate market, everything is just exchanging of hands. That's what's going on. It's a lot of trading right now, right? I mean, what else is kind of going on that's out here trading?
Gym equipment. Let's talk about that.
Oh my gosh. So there's a guy in the island that's running a monopoly down here. So I hit up a guy in Miami and I was like, yo, let's ship some gym equipment down here. I need to work out, and just have it at my home, have my own like little personal, just so I don't go crazy. But yeah, so everything's kind of trading right now. Everybody's kind of doing that. They're looking for a couple bucks here and there. And I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see. But there's a hustle out here for everybody.
Dude, there's a hustle now for everything.
Yeah.
The dumbbells that I used to have, they cost around like $200. I paid for them, right?
Yeah.
They're reselling right now at $500.
Yeah.
$500, and these are like 8-year-old dumbbells.
Oh yeah.
They're good though. They're a good brand.
They're good.
But sheesh, man.
They're good.
Everything's a market. Supply and demand at the end of the day.
Yeah. So every market now is just changing, and the world is changing. So I mean, in terms of
major shift in capital.
Yeah.
Major shift in capital.
So it's a generational shift in wealth. It's a huge just exchange. You know what I mean? What's going on right now? And so a lot of things, I mean, change on day to day. Like I wake up and I'm not even sure what's the new laws in place. You know what I mean? Like we get updates every other week, kind of what's going on with COVID. And so the next update's going to be what, end of the week, and then we'll get to know.
21st.
Yeah.
21st.
So.
Yeah, if there's something that this COVID has taught everybody is, adaptability. Like,
yeah.
For example, I've had to change like 4 or 5 times already my gym routines. I've had to change my diets.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's going on with that?
Dude, at first I started off with intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to, drop some fat.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to gain muscle at the end of the day. So I started started counting my macros, which you helped me out a lot in that. I started just doing cardio. And after, a month's worth, I dropped about, 20, 25 pounds, 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Then I came back and I started trying to gain weight by, bumping up the macros and changing the gym routine. And luckily, I was able to borrow some dumbbells and some gym equipment from my friends while the gym was still open.
Right.
So it wasn't an issue at the moment. Then, as soon as the gym's open, I was like, all right, you guys, I don't need it. So, as soon as I started getting, the flow of it, I needed some bigger weights and stuff. So I moved on to the gym. I was like, yeah, guys, here's your weights back, yada, yada, yada. And as soon as I gave the equipment back, bam, COVID hit, or Wanda changed the restrictions again, and I no more gyms. And then I didn't have my equipment back because my friends wanted to keep their equipment because,
of course,
no gym.
Well, you don't want to buy it. It's up 300%.
Heck no.
Yeah.
Heck no. And then I just started. I stopped working out, man. I've been trying to work out, but I've been going back and forth. I try to use some bands, try to use different set of routine for gym, try to do calisthenics a bit, but it's just been up and down roller coaster all the freaking time.
Yeah. For me, I mean, lifting and working out is a huge part of my life, right? It's kind of what keeps me grounded, and I don't really know why, but it's just a passion I have of mine. And so what I found with COVID is I started using it as an excuse, right? I'm like,
oh yeah,
well, it's illegal to work out, which is just a lie I tell myself, because it's not illegal to work out. You just got to adapt, right? So maybe I can't go to the gym. I can't be in congregated areas with a lot of people, but I can hit some cardio. And in reality, I've just been lying to myself because I don't want to run. I hate running. So what I did is I started running because,
right.
I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do something, otherwise I'm going to go insane. So started running, and I feel like a lot of people are getting down and depressed because it's like it's changing their mindset and changing kind of what they were used to, right? And I feel like naturally as humans, we don't like change. We like to kind of stay in homeostasis. And so when change hits, naturally we try to find excuses to kind of fall back into that normality, right?
Right.
But I mean, once you break out of what you've built around yourself, you feel so much better, right? So even when I'm working out and I'm running, even though I'm not lifting weights and I'm not getting bigger per se, I'm working on like aesthetics, you know what I mean? I'm able to build and develop my body in a different way, whereas before it was just a different outlook. So more or less now looking at every change in a positive manner. So how can you attack this difference then?
What I've been doing for activity now is just I'm pretty much going every weekend kiteboarding now.
Yeah.
Which is a huge core workout.
Yep.
And besides that, martial arts. Martial arts. You know, it's like,
Martial
all right,
arts.
if I'm not going to grow muscle right now, if I'm not going to be leaning out or whatever, I might as well learn a new skill, skills that involve working out and involve exercise. And then, you know, at some point in the future, I'll pick it up again and I'll, you know, get back to the gym routine.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, you know, this is going to be the new it.
Yep.
This is it.
Yep.
This is where I'm going to pretty much, you know, use up my energy and try to get some exercise in. That's the way I've adapted towards my
you can hit some
exercise.
push-ups. Hit some push-ups here and there.
Not a fan of push-ups, but I'm battling that mental state.
Yeah, I mean, that's the next step. So,
yeah.
I mean, as you to push-ups as me to running.
I love running.
I hate it.
But I'm not going to run now because I'm trying to put up weight.
Yeah, that was another lie that I used to tell myself. I will come up with the most creative lies to tell myself.
Don't we all?
That I'm like, no, I can't run because if I run, I'll lose muscle. You know what I mean? Like, nope, can't run because it's not going to work.
Police gonna stop you or...
Yeah, exactly. So there's so many different ways that we kind of lie to ourselves and create these excuses. But at the end of the day, no matter what change you're facing, it's just mindset. It's just mindset. You know what I mean? So it's I mean, coming into the market in March where we're in low volatility, right? It's like, all right, you can sell premium now. Volatility's through the roof. VIX is hitting $90. We're freaking out. We're moving 100 handles back and forth intraday. Well, you know what? If you're selling volatility, it's a tough market to be in. But if you're long the premium, now you're just adapting, man. So as in the market in life, you just got to find your way. You know what I mean? And everything kind of just changes a little bit every day. But it's the mindset and the process that you come into it that's what matters.
Just being open to change.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
What's the new thing right now. You don't know what's beyond like these next 2 weeks. You don't know what's beyond the next month.
Of course.
You just have to be open and present. Just be present with everything that's happening. Be present with market conditions. Be present with, you know, diets, activities, anything outside COVID, everything related. Just be present and be able to be ready to adapt and change and attack. And that's it. That's all this. That's all what this has taught me so far. It's okay. Don't stick to something and stay at it because at the end of the day, tomorrow there could be something thrown at you and then you'd have to completely change your game. And lo and behold, that's what's happened.
You just gotta stay on your toes. You gotta stay on your toes no matter what.
Yep.
So, all right. You want to call it? Let's call it here. Until next time. Catch you later. Chequeamos.
Later.